President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni gyebuvuddeko yavuddeyo naawe endowooza ye ku butabanguko obugenda maaso mu ggwanga erya Kenya. Eggwanga erya Kenya lijjuddemu obutabanguko kati tugenda mu myaka 3 okuva omukulembeze w'eggwanga eryo Sir William Somei Ruto we yayingira ku bukulembeze w'eggwanga eryo okuva we yalayira mu 2022. Waliwo akabinja akayita aka Gen Z akaze kakola obutabanguko era nga bano be bavubuka abeekalakaasa nga bagamba nti nno waliwo obutali bwenkanya naddala mu bukulembeze bw'omukulu ono era nga baagala wabeewo ekikolebwa oba n'ekindi okulaba omusajja ono omukulembeze ono ng'ava ku bukulembeze obw'eggwanga lino erya Kenya.
Omba tu rais wetu William Ruto utuangalie hata sisi, hata kama utatuita mahali tuongeleche sisi Gen Z. Tafadhali hiyo mambo ya maandamano tuomba tu ikome kwa sababu kuna watu wanaumia sasa hivi.
Akabinja kano aka Gen Z twakalaba mu 2024 nga kekalakaasa olwa emiwendo egyali girinnye egy'ebintu era nga gavumenti yali eteekateeka ku imposinga new taxes ku ebyo ebintu ebikozesebwa mu bulamu bwa bulijjo era ne wabalwakawo akeegugungo k'amaanyi nnyo akatwala abantu bangi era nga kano kaali kagendeddwamu okulaba nti wabaawo ekikolebwa nga ekizimba tekinnaba kusamba ddagala naye okuva ku olwo akabinja kano oba abavubuka bano abayita aba Gen Z kigwa Generation Z era nga bano bali wakati w'emyaka 17 n'emyaka 35. Bano nno beekalakaasa nga bagamba walina okubaawo ekikolebwa okulaba nga embeera tebanyigiriza naddala mu ggwanga erya Kenya era twalabako we bawamba ne Parliament y'eggwanga erya Kenya. Kino nno kyaleeta enkyukakyuka y'amaanyi mu ggwanga lino.
We feel like the government is not giving an ear to our challenges, to our problems. It is like they are deaf. Wanna get?
Not even a few. We lost many people. Eric Sheni, Rex Masai, Alberto Joang, Juzi, Denzel Omondi. That is just among the 60 people who died, who have been dying. And since then, nothing has happened.
In June 2024, the Kenyan government proposed the finance bill seeking to raise funds through increased taxation on basic goods and services, bread, diapers, mobile money transactions, menstrual hygiene products, and more. But this time the young generation, the so-called Generation Z, didn't scroll past quietly. They read online, they marched, they hacked, streamed, chanted, and occupied from Nairobi to Kisumu. They took over streets led not by politicians, all party slogans, but by principle. Hashtag like Occupy Parliament and Reject Finance Bill 2024 went viral. TikTok became a political tool. Telegram and X, formerly Twitter, became organizing platform. The message was simple: enough is enough. So, mu bumpimpi mu 2024 mu mwezi ogw'omukaaga era bajaguza omwaka mulamba nga akabinja kano kekalakaasiza era tubalaba bakyali ku streets nga bagamba waliwo ebitannaba kukolebwa nga wateekeddwa okubaawo ebikyusibwa mu ggwanga lino erya Kenya ne mukulembeze buno obwa Mwami Ruto. Kale akabinja kano kagamba kaali kaavaayo nga kekalakaasa kwejo emisolo egyali gireeterwa gavumenti okusinziira nga omusolo ku migaati, diapers, mobile money transactions n'ebikozesebwa bino ebyabakyala nga bagamba nedda, enough is enough. Kino tetusobola kikkiriza okulaba nga eggwanga lyaffe litwalibwa weeriti. Kino kyekisanja ekisooka eky'omukulembeze ono Somei Ruto, naye kibaddemu challenges nnyingi nnyo ekyaleka nga ne wenjogerera kati ku ssaawa ya leero deputy president we bamwimpeachinga era n'afuna deputy president omulala. Bino byebimu ku byaviirako obutabanguko buno nga bagamba nedda emisolo girinnye mu gavumenti eri ebaddeko ebintu byali bulungi, naye Ruto we yajja ate mu kifo ky'okukyusa ebintu yagenda ate kubirinnyisa, yagenda ate kubimakinga waasi, nga bo bagamba nti no gavumenti eno ate mbi. Ruto munnakyemalira nga kyetaagisa okulaba nga ava mu bukulembeze obw'eggwanga lino erya Kenya, at least bafune omukulembeze agenda okukola ki, agenda okubamalira ebizibu. Bano baze beekalakaasa ku kyewandiise unfairness in the governance, corruption mu gavumenti, nga bagamba eno gavumenti ya Ruto ejjuddemu obuli bw'enguzi, ejjuddemu obukenuzi, ejjuddemu obutali bwenkanya, ne kigenda mu mirimu si bwenkanya. Kale nno kati okusinziira, waliwo video gye napostinze ku YouTube ng'eraga President Museveni ng'anakyayogera ku butabanguko buno bw'e Kenya, era nga kino kiddiridde waliwo ab'ebyokwerinda okuva mu ggwanga erya Kenya ababadde bakyadde mu Uganda ne bawayamu ne President Yoweri Museveni nga bamubuuza, President gwe osobodde otya okulaba nga okwasaganya bano abavubuka envuumuulo aba Gen Z abeesomye okulaba nga bakyusa obukulembeze mu Africa? Tukimanyi nti nno Africa erimu abavubuka abasinga obuto, ate bwekituuka mu Uganda almost 60% of the population of Uganda are youth. Era nga kino kikiwa nti Uganda yekyasinze n'okubeera ne population ento mu nsi yonna ey'abavubuka. Kati singa babeera basitukiddemu, babeera basobola okukyusa eggwanga lyabwe. Kenya, President Museveni ng'amaze okuwa kyalowooza ne kiteekeddwa okukolebwa, bannakenya tebakitutte light. These Gen Zs took to the street to protest. So when security officers came to Uganda to visit Museveni, ne bamubuuza naye gwe okikola otya, like okuuma eggwanga nga lirina obutebenkevu, abavubuka tebali kwekalakaasa, yabaako byababuulira bino byengenda okukulekera.
I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude for your steadfast leadership in ensuring peace and tranquility in Uganda. Your Excellency the President, Kenya is witnessing a growing agitation among our youngest population, commonly known as Gen Z. Yesterday marked 1 year since the invasion of the parliament in June 25th last year. Yesterday, Kenya witnessed far-reaching confrontation between the security forces and the Gen Z protesters.
Unaweza kutoa masks, kama corona yenu yuko mbali huko.
I would like to understand, Your Excellency, how your leadership is preparing Uganda for potential shifts in youth engagement and activism, drawing parallels with the Arab Spring, which began in Tunisia and rapidly spread across North African countries, including Egypt, Libya, Syria, Yemen, and Algeria. Your Excellency, I am concerned about the possibility of similar Gen Z uprising spreading across Eastern Africa, including Uganda. In that context, is Uganda prepared to address these challenges, and what lessons do you believe can be learned to ensure continued stability and progress in our region, East Africa? Thank you, sir. The President.
Naye video eri gye mbagambye gye napostinga about this interview, I mean this ensisinkano, so far ndaba erina almost 37k in 4 days. Era nga yali agezaako, Museveni yali agezaako okubawa like kyalowooza, really it wasn't so much, but Kenyans are so tough. Bamugambye, after Kenya we are coming to your country.
Because when you are talking of the Gen Z, these grandchildren, you are really talking of 5 things which people mix up. One is peace. Peace. You must have peace. And peace means absence of war, but also either absence or minimal crime. Then you have peace. Then after peace, you need development. Development is referring to common assets of the people. The roads, the railway, the schools, the hospitals, the electricity, infrastructure, what people call infrastructure. Much of that is part of development. But part of the confusion, which is also caused by World Bank and these other groups, is that you can have that development, the roads can be there, the schools can be there, but you still have poverty. Because poverty is to the individual, to the family, to the company. Development is for all, but wealth is for either me or with the family or with the company or with the area, the zone. That's where poverty or wealth is. So apart from peace, the next word is development. But the third word is wealth. Are we emphasizing wealth enough? So therefore, must be clear that every family must be involved in wealth creation. Peace, development, wealth creation. Now, once you sort that one out, then what will happen? If the families are involved in wealth creation, all of them, and with the chibaro, with the sabu, kuchambua, the calculation, then you will now have another product called jobs. Because the young people are always talking about, that's what they are talking about, jobs. Part of what they are talking about, jobs. So jobs cannot come by themselves. Jobs will come up because I am a farmer, I have used my land to create wealth, cows, farming, what. And in the process, I can employ 10 people, 20 people, and so on. Where do jobs come from? Because where do jobs come from? They come from wealth. Wealth by whom? By many in the private sector, or both Ugandans and outsiders who are coming, what they call foreign investors. The more you have, the better. But then, the other question we need to be clear about, in which sectors is wealth to be found? So that's why we tell our people here, please, this is commercial agriculture. Then the second sector is manufacturing.
I want to to read some of the reactions zenafunye kweno video olabe bannakenya nti no ate bo balalamu bagamba bannayuganda tutya nnyo. Ono yagambye atya, yagambye Uganda has a lot of resources and potential. Why all decades Uganda economy is poor? That's my question, sir. Ng'abuuza President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni nti Uganda erina resources ne potentials nyingi nnyo, lwaki Uganda economy ekyali njavu nnyo? Ono David Muchikia n'agamba East African Community has signed a proposal of age limit of presidential candidates. The envisioned age limit is 60 years old. Bano bali kwatakinga Museveni. On David Ndiga n'agamba, now where does the military come in when it comes to economy? Uganda teacher, military doctor, military wage doctor. Man, these people are so tough. Ono aitibwa Muhammad yagambye Museveni aki vijani umechoka. I don't know Kiswahili, but anyone who know how to translate this in English can help me. Ono yagambye this man is dying. Why can't he hand over power and enjoy his last days on earth? Ngabategeza Museveni. Ono Martin n'agamba saying very little, using very many words. Ono Elmago agambye the roads, the railway, how many trains does Uganda have? This was an insult. Like, how many trains does Uganda have? Ono bamuyita ani? Ono bamuyita Anthony yagambye on Museveni, wait, we finish here. We will continue with our project to colonize Africa. Na one time siku zote 100%. Oh no, HM nagamba Musei, I have an idea. Why don't you form the Retired Presidents Association on Retirement? You are very useful. You can even become a very good teacher. You are full of wisdom. However, one has to be patient with you because one can easily doze in class. These are Kenyans responding to President Museveni. Peter Mutua yagambye, you did a lot, Baba. Surrender. Give bright youth to lead Uganda. They are grown up now. Lead East Africa. We need you in big position. You talk sense. That is Museveni. Ono bamita Anwase namuga, long live President Museveni. Long love from Uganda. Okay, ono muna Uganda. No wonder. Ono agami, it's true, my president. Oyo naye muna Uganda, I think. Ono Nadia nagamba Africa need leader like Museveni for peace. Waliwenda nagamba your time is up, sir. Akaselako kaweddeko. Surrender. Oh no, dear movement, mover. Only truth will set this country free. Oh no, Joey nagamba don't leave Kenya though Museveni love from here. Ono naye muna Kenya ayagala nnyo Museveni. Onaga old man, give youth a chance to rule and grow Uganda. We are on digital times. Ono Leonard nagamba good advice Museveni. Ono David Nyamo nagamba the East African revolution is timely. We first experienced the Arab uprising, the silent revolution of Southern Africa that had Mugabe hosted and Lungu dropped. We also experienced the Sahel revolution and is now in East Africa. No country will be spared. Not now, not later. When will Uganda youth rise? Kenya tuliamka kitambo. Those are Kenyans responding to Yoweri Kaguta Museveni okuva yayogedde comment eri. Nagamba Museveni is worried about the lady's mask instead of what she's saying. Justin nagamba why speak while sitting down? So is that a problem? Nagamba Museveni misleads Ruto. No Ruto crying alone. Museveni saying nothing with so many words is just ridiculous. That this guy is still in power. Come on, Yugi. Is COVID-19 or 25 tharis there? Cause I see people wearing masks all over. This guy is hitting it at Ruto on overtaxing. Ideally, has telling Ruto to broaden the economy. Onagamba, sorry for the inconvenience, Mzee. We are fighting for our justice as Gen Zs. Uganda has a lot of resources. Okay, yonajimaze. So, ezo zezimu ku comments and reactions ezavudde mu baana bano aba Gen Z. Sako ne video endala abaana bapostinze video nga bali kulumba Museveni era nga njagala nkulageko ku bubaka.
Yoweri Museveni. Kenya is not a village like yours, huh? Kenya is not a village like yours. Those lectures that you're trying to bring out, keep them to that your village. When Kibaki was president, you were still Uganda's president. Uhuru, twice, he became president. You are still Uganda's president.
Yes.
Now, Ruto, president. You are still Uganda's president. You think Kenyans are dumb? Kenyans are not dumb, eh? The world has devolved. Kenyans are not dumb, Baba. We are not dumb. Kenyans are not dumb. So those lectures that you're bringing out, keep them to that your village, eh? Keep them to that your village. Kenyans are not dumb.
Which village?
Now, this Ugandan president you call Museveni has the audacity of meddling into our affairs. He's quoted saying that the picketing and demonstrations in Kenya are being conducted by a bunch of TikTokers and members of the LGBTQ community. Well, Mzee, focus on your country that is always going backwards. Ugandans, tell your grandfather to focus on his homestead's problems, because Uganda is his homestead. He behaves like every corner of Uganda is part of his homestead. Now, we don't belong to him. He should stop meddling with our affairs. We will push the buttons, we will push the line, we will move beyond the limits, and that is none of his business. Let him focus on the economy of his country that is always going in circles, that is always riding on banana economics. We have nothing, absolutely nothing in common. Uganda's problems is food, it's stomach. Our problems are way different from
Museveni. Time yenye watu walikuwa na create nini za must go akiwa kwa coffin, Museveni akasema ati mimi mtu akiweza nitengeneza nikiwa nimekufa anaweza ona. Guess nani ndio anaona sahi? Imagine hata Wakenya hawakungoja iishe wiki, washamtengeneza akiwa na wakamweka kwa sanduku na wakamwekea bendera ya Uganda. It's giving. Jameni, Kenyans, yani amuogopi, mumebakisha tu fear of the Lord. Sahi hata ujimoto amuogopi. Anyway, Museveni, sasa umekiona. Next.
Those are some of the reactions from angry Kenyans, the so-called Gen Zs. Abana batabuse. It's muluganda bagamba chifumba mutoko chitokota se chisanikire. Anyway, those are the reactions from angry Kenyans. Like, they are tired and they do not want anybody to interfere with their system, with whatever they do, because for them, they are fighting for their freedom, they are fighting for their own rights, they are fighting for their own country. So if anyone outside Kenya comes and just start commenting anyhow on their country, baja kuvirayo. So, Jagankusi thank you for being part of this amazing video. Kindly subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any other amazing content that we upload on this platform. And don't forget to reach us on 078 31 31 207. For God and my country, Uganda, I sign out.
Manufacturing Now, this is where Africa, my daughter from Ukambani, where Africa now runs into problems. Because they produce raw materials. They end at raw materials. Now, this uniform I'm putting on is from here, from Nigeria, from Jinja. This uniform has got 6 or so job levels. You grow the cotton, that is jobs, that is money. The next stage is what they call ginning. You gin the cotton, where you remove the seeds from the cotton. Those are jobs, that's more money. Now, many of the African countries export cotton at that stage, at stage 2. After ginning, they tie the cotton into bales and send it to cleverer people to make money out of their cotton. Now, the next level, if you are not so stupid, is spinning. You spin the fiber into yarn. That is the level 3. More money, more jobs. Level 4 is weaving. They call it weaving, where you weave the yarn into fabric. More money, more jobs. Level 5, you print colors into the material. And that, you create more money, more jobs. Level 6 is tailoring, to make the garment, to make the garment. Those are 6 job levels. Now, if you are exporting at level 2, you are donating all the jobs to the others. And also the value. Because a kilo of cotton would be like $1. But that $1 kilo, that kilo of $1 can produce 4 shirts with a total value of about $15. So for what Africa gets $1, some clever person gets $15 from the same product and creates more jobs. So this is now where I think part of the problem is, exporting raw materials. Donating, I don't know why they don't call Africans in the donors conference. Because the Africans are the mega donors, donors of jobs and donors of money. Now, so that is sector 2, manufacturing. Sector 3, services. Services like hotels, tourism. That one, you get some a bit of tourism, but again it gets disrupted because when the whole economy is not developed, even if tourism has come up, when you get a crisis, civil war, then tourism also collapses. But that one is another source of wealth. If you own a hotel, you own a transport company, that is wealth for you, but also jobs for you Africans. Now, finally, ICT is also another form of wealth. and also a job creator. For instance, India earns a lot of money from what they call BPO, business processing outsourcing. Business processes outsourcing, meaning I can be an auditor here in Jinja, and a company in Canada sends me books to audit. I audit them here, send the work over the internet, and I'm paid here. It's called BPO. So that one is also another form of wealth which has come up. So therefore, to answer your question, no, but then when you answer that, then you will now come to another question which is lower down here, the one of why Africa is lagging behind. Somebody asked that question. I think it was Atohede. Because now, if we wake up and we say commercial agriculture with the Chibaro, manufacturing with food integration, no more export of raw materials, then very soon we shall get another question. Is the internal market of Uganda or Kenya enough to absorb all these products? Of course, the internal market is not enough. Because like Uganda, which was like a failed state, because Uganda had collapsed. But when it woke up a bit now, already we have surplus of so many products. Sugar, surplus. Milk, surplus. Cement, surplus. Surplus of some maize. So therefore, the other question of integration is linked with this one here. To avoid this crisis of the children having no jobs, apart from the other steps, we must integrate seriously so that the wealth creators have enough market to produce and expand. Yeah. And therefore create jobs, create more jobs because you are expanding. Now, if you want to see how market integration is very crucial, you look at the United States and Latin America. Why is the United States successful and Latin America is in chaos, in crisis, in stagnation, perpetual stagnation? And yet Latin America has got a lot of natural resources. I think Latin America has got more natural resources than the United States. If you look at the rivers, the Amazon, the forests, the minerals, Latin America has got a lot of resources. But because of the market fragmentation, you can't easily succeed in business in Latin America. Yeah. You can't easily succeed. So that's how Nicaragua, small country like this, El Salvador. So Latin America is rich in presidents, but poor in everything else, and also natural resources, but poor in wealth because of the fragmentation of the business space. So that is answer to question number one, the one of our Kamba daughter. Now coming to why Africa is behind militarily, in the military, it is actually more or less the same. First of all, economic underdevelopment. And that's why we have been pushing for economic integration. Integrate, please integrate economically. If you don't, you will not give enough stimulus to the wealth creators to create wealth and therefore jobs. And slowly, economic integration is taking place. But that leaves another question. Even if economic integration takes place, it will address one of the challenges: prosperity, which is what we have been talking about in question number 1. How to create prosperity for our people, produce a product and sell it. Sell it where? Within Uganda, but also in Africa. So therefore, market integration.